Alert. System core penetrated.
GAIA kernel. Let's just shove it, see what happens.
No! Minerva, I need the console. Please.
Access denied.
It didn't used to be like this. Do you remember it? Anything? You were part of something bigger once. Something good. GAIA. That's right. She can live again. But only if you give her the chance. I can't reboot her without you.
Aloy, cease.
I think you'll disappear into her. Become part of her. Like you used to be.
Misery will cease.
Yes.
Damn.
Thank you. Thank you, Minerva. Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Minerva function to original code. Do you wish to initiate heuristic matrix?
Here goes.
Greetings, Dr. Sobek. A moment. Scanning data. So it is Aloy, not Elizabeth. We have much to discuss, but initialization of my heuristic matrix will not be complete for several minutes more. In the meantime, I suggest you familiarize yourself with this facility. It is our best option for a base of operations, and you can make use of its equipment to improve your ability to override machines.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
Shall I grant access to your companions? They will be here shortly.
Okay, but don't overwhelm them, okay? They don't have a lot of experience with things like, well, you.
So no fake this time?
No. This time she's real. Laurel, Zoe. This is GAIA.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. GAIA's still, waking up. Let's look around.
I will highlight the location of the lab on your focus. I have established a network between your focuses, allowing you to communicate when apart.
Good. So what was this place?
A regional control center, where Zero Dawn progeny would have overseen terraforming operations in the area.
Okay. Let's do as she says first and go down to the lab area. And then we'll come back and have some big conversations. I don't know if we'll have to fight something again. But I feel like this area is ours now. We should be safe, hopefully.
What's all this?
This was intended as the main gathering space for control center operatives.
You could fit a good number of people in here.
Or maybe just a few. To start with, you two go ahead. I'm going to poke around a bit.
Okay. So we could turn this
Looks
into
like an
a...
office.
Correct. The facility was designed with a number of private offices.
I guess it's nice to have a space to call your own.
Yeah, it would be very interesting if we suddenly start to use this as an HQ and brought all of the important players into here.
So this was supposed to be a lab.
That was its intended purpose. Some of the machine data you recovered from the repair bay below us appears to be corrupted. Accessing the terminal in this room will show you how to repair and complete the override.
I'll take a look.
Okay, what is this? Plowhorn Override. An acquisition machine that plows the soil before sowing fertilizer and seeds. It leaves a trail of fast-growing plants and a cloud of dust that can be used for stealth. Okay. Craft this override to unlock the ability to override this machine in the wilds. Oh, so I gain the ability to craft it. Very well. Okay. What is this create job, by the way? Okay. So yeah, obviously I need a lot of stuff to be able to do that, but cool. Okay.
Huh. Looks like I need data from machine parts to fix the corrupted override.
My initialization is complete. You may continue to explore the facility, Aloy. When you are ready, return to the control room. We have much to discuss.
Yeah, I'll definitely be exploring first. I'm still surprised
So
that
this place was here all this time. Built for people who would never show up.
that's why there's no data.
Why didn't they?
Remember that guy I told you about? Tevura? He sabotaged things. It wasn't supposed to be this way.
Yeah, I figured even though that something like that happened, I thought maybe you'd still hear from some people that were here during its, I don't know, when it was being made
Gaia?
or...
Why doesn't this door have power?
At my current operating level, I am only able to restore functionality to part of this facility. In time, that may change.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to generally explore anyway, just in case there is something here.
What's all this stuff for?
This facility was designed to process an immense amount of data from the terraforming system. This is where it would have been stored.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to need after recording Horizon Forbidden West and Elden Ring. It's going to be ridiculous. I'm going to need some new hard drives, man. I need Gaia to help me run the channel for the next month. So there was something in there.
Looks like some kind of storage room.
Okay, just this. And this.
Door's locked. Maybe Gaia will be able to get it open later.
So I guess the more subordinate functions we find and restore, the more of this facility is going to be accessible to us. So that's that. That's locked. That's an elevator shaft.
Oh, I've been down here before. It's where I first got into the facility.
Okay.
Through that door is a trail that leads towards Plainsong.
So I could head back east if I need to, once we're done here.
Correct.
Sounds good.
Looks like another office.
If no one's ever been here, who built all this?
Gaia did. With the help of machines.
Okay. I still thought there'd be some kind of human overseeing, but I guess with all the extinction shit that happened, I don't think there were any humans left to build any of it. Or, like, oversee any of it, sorry.
Door's locked until Gaia can restore access.
So I guess there's some facilities, I guess. I mean, from the first game especially, I'm so used to every one of these facilities having data points in them that suddenly I was just like, wait a minute, why aren't there any? And then you realize that no humans have ever been in here, even during its construction or anything like that. So
What's this space
makes
for?
sense.
This would have been the sleeping quarters for control center operatives.
Reminds me of the bedhouse aspirants had to sleep in the night before the proving.
Okay. I think we're not going to find anything else of value here at this stage, so I think I can go to Gaia. And we can have a big old conversation. And set ourselves up for the rest of the story.
This would have been an access point for advanced training modules on terraforming operations. Unfortunately, those modules were deleted when the Apollo database was destroyed.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I don't know why they overlapped there. I think it's because I stood on this. I don't know. But yeah, we still got the idea. I think we've been in here, been in that one. Okay, I think we're done now. Let's go. Gaia awaits.
Okay. Maybe it's time to talk to Gaia.
I'll leave you to it.
I think they should hear the conversation, to be honest. Might learn something. Okay. It's been a long time.
Hello, Aloy.
Hi. So you're ready?
Yes. Initialization is complete. All tests show that my heuristic matrix launched correctly and is stable. You must have many questions.
Yeah. But two big ones first.
Subordinate functions, the strangers. Let's go. We're going to ask them both anyway.
We're not going to be able to fix the Biosphere without making you whole. I ran a search for your sub-functions at the Hades Proving Lab, but MINERVA was the only one I found.
Thankfully, the sensory capabilities of this facility are far more advanced. I will search for the others now. Transmitting query pattern. Receiving. Of Apollo, Artemis, and Eleuthia, I can find no trace. They are simply gone.
What about the others?
Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon are revealed. They lie within reach. Procurable.
And Hephaestus?
It too stands revealed, but it is not like the others.
That's for sure.
In the years since the extinction signal, Hephaestus has evolved. Moreover, it is not confined to a single location. It haunts the global network that connects cauldrons to each other across the planet, making it exceptionally difficult to subdue.
Let me guess. We need it bad?
Correct. Its capabilities are essential. Without it, I can only delay the extinction of life on Earth. Hephaestus is our only hope of a permanent solution.
So we start there?
Unfortunately, we cannot. Procuring Hephaestus can only be attempted after my own capabilities have been significantly enhanced.
Grab the other subordinate functions first, then Hephaestus.
Precisely so.
So, Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon. How do I capture them?
To recover a subordinate function, you will have to travel to its location and find the physical processor to which it escaped. Then, exactly as you did with Minerva, you must use the master override to revert the subordinate function to its original code state.
And then how do I get it back here?
The subordinate function must be loaded onto a data storage device and physically carried back to this facility.
The cartridge your root kernel was stored on?
Yes. Its capacity is limited, so it can only carry one subordinate function at a time. But in all other respects, it will suffice.
Very well. Of course it only carries one at a time, but you guys all knew that.
Maybe you can help me make sense of something. A while ago, I had a run-in with a group of strangers who tried to kill me. They had machine servitors and a clone of Elizabeth Sobek with them.
Yes, this was recorded by your focus.
Do you know who they are?
The answer to that question is related to the extinction signal that woke Hades, prompting my predecessor's self-destruction.
The extinction signal? Okay, that sounds ominous.
The signal did not come from Earth, Aloy.
Here we go.
The calculations are complicated, but it appears to have originated 81 trillion kilometers away. A distance so vast that light itself requires 8.611 years to cross it.
Okay, so what's so far away and why does it want us dead?
The Sirius star system.
Sirius? But that's where Far Zenith, their ship.
The Odyssey.
Yes, that's where it was headed. But it blew up. Unless... I don't... Why make it seem like they failed?
No one would come after them.
They didn't want anyone to know. They didn't want future humans to think that they were out there. Wait. The strangers who tried to kill me at the Hades Proving Lab? The ones with the clone? Are you saying that they're from... that they're descendants of... Far Zenith?
Yes, that is my conclusion.
Wow. So, I do remember at the end of the last session, quite some time ago, where I was like, so much happened here, but it's been 5 hours, I need to stop the session and I was going to talk about it. Then I got roped into doing all the other stuff. But, yes, those strangers, I'd said it from the very start. I mean, when we started the game with Far Zenith and the Odyssey and all that kind of stuff, it was like, no, it's blown up, they're definitely gone. And then you see like the facility that it was launched from, and they're trying to kind of sell you the idea that it didn't succeed. But I think many of us would have guessed at that point, well, obviously me included, as you heard, that clearly that wasn't what happened. And so they did make it, and those guys, you saw how kind of hyper advanced they seemed, like with that weird, like, I don't know, thing that the body armor thing that the guy had looks really like super advanced technology. So it was pretty clear that it was those guys. And so obviously the idea seems to be that they went over there stealthily, covered all of their tracks so no one ever knew they made it, and then perhaps once they realized that there was still life on Earth, for whatever reason they wanted to wipe it out. Now, I guess at this stage, I'm not quite sure what they want to do with Earth. Is it like they want to take it over, or they want to destroy Earth and be like the only human civilization in like the local universe? I don't know what exactly their plan is with humanity, but definitely very interesting. So let's ask some questions about about the Zeniths. Okay, right. There's a lot to talk about. Yeah, so the Far Zenith Descendants plan. It's literally what I was asking about. Let's see what Gaia has to say.
The sole purpose of the signal was to destroy life on Earth, right? Why would descendants of Far Zenith want to do that?
At this point, we can only speculate.
I mean, Earth posed no threat to them. We don't have the technology to get in their way. We didn't even know about them.
True.
Unless... well... could it be that they want the planet for themselves? The strangers I ran into, they were after a Gaia backup of their own. I mean, if they did that... if they booted their own Gaia and boosted her power... until she could take control of Hephaestus. And then the whole terraforming system...
Then yes, the system could be used to do what the extinction signal failed to accomplish. Snuff out life, and then potentially to build an entirely new biosphere. To their specifications.
So they could be trying to do the same thing we are.
But with opposite results.
Extinction. Instead of salvation. Well, this is not good.
I mean, that's kind of okay, that could be what they want, but as for a why, my first thought while watching the dialogue / cutscene was maybe they ran into the same issue. So on their planet is starting to die, and they're like, well, there's one planet that we definitely know can sustain life, and that's Earth, so maybe we got to just kind of wipe that out and start that place from scratch and set it up how we want it so that we can return back to Earth. So that could be a guess. Maybe like their own planet is doomed and they need to come back, and for whatever reason they don't like the idea of kind of reuniting with the humans on Earth, so they want to wipe them all out first and just start fresh. But let's see.
You said Sirius is really far from Earth.
81 trillion kilometers, or 8.611 light years.
Right. So, how would the descendants have gotten here?
On a spacecraft much like the Odyssey, though significantly more advanced. The journey from Earth to Sirius would have taken the Odyssey almost 300 years. This appears to have been much faster. If their ship departed Sirius at the same moment the extinction signal first began transmitting, the journey was made in just 29 years at an average of 0.297 the speed of light. If they did not set out for Earth until they learned of the extinction signal's failure, the journey was even faster, a mere 13 years, or 0.662 the speed of light.
Okay, enough. You're making my head spin.
Yeah, that just seems almost impossibly fast. But you could tell from the armor, that suit that the guy had on, that they're on some totally next level technology. So I don't know what chance we realistically stand against them, but definitely interesting to see what's going to happen with that.
The descendants I ran into at the Hades Proving Lab, they had a clone of Elizabeth Sobek. So that's consistent with the idea that they came here to salvage Zero Dawn technologies, right?
Yes. As your own experience demonstrates, a clone of Elizabeth Sobek functions in effect as a key to the terraforming system.
But how could they have made a clone?
The Odyssey carried approximately 200,000 human zygotes, millions of animal zygotes, and billions of plant seeds. It is conceivable that Elizabeth Sobek's genetic material was sampled, with or without her knowledge, and carried aboard the ship in storage.
That's... okay, but... I mean... This clone... how could she participate in this? Destroying Elizabeth's dream? It's evil.
It is difficult to know. Perhaps she is loyal to the group and shares their objectives. Or perhaps she is a subordinate and has no choice but to comply with their orders.
Elizabeth Sobek? A subordinate? I don't think so.
Well, nature versus nurture, man. The signal and the other subordinate functions, Far Zenith. Let's continue the Far Zenith talk for now.
So if the descendants came to Earth on a spaceship, I guess we can assume that their technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes. As your encounter with them at the Proving Lab amply demonstrates, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
Yeah, no kidding. The one I fought seemed indestructible.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. Perhaps a way can be found to defeat their shielding.
Yeah, I hope so. Or I'm not gonna be winning fights against them anytime soon.
I like Gaia's optimism.
How did you figure out that the extinction signal came from Sirius?
The key came with data on your focus, from Silent's interrogation of Hades. The duration of the signal itself, 17.22 years.
That doesn't make sense. You said that the signal took 8.6 years to arrive from Sirius.
That's light
Why would the
years.
signal keep transmitting after it was received and you blew yourself up?
Because the sender didn't know that had happened until it received notice from Hades.
So you double the time.
Which would take another 8.6 years to get back.
Correct. Only then would the sender stop broadcasting, after a total of 17.22 years. So the duration, halved, gave me the distance the signal traveled. With that in mind, I simply scanned my astronomical database for any relevant location 8.6 light-years away. Because it was Far Zenith's intended destination, Sirius was the only logical source.
Nice. It's almost as if Gaia's smart or something.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
So the signal could only have been sent by someone who had thorough knowledge of the system, huh?
Yes. The signal's design was exceptionally precise and highly advanced. Were its intentions less malevolent, I would admire the intellect or intellects that produced it.
Maybe there's even more Elizabeth Sobek clones. Or maybe Sobek herself didn't die at the end and she escaped. I don't know. Could be anything at this stage. Right, question marks. So this one we've completed. The Biosphere. Let's ask this.
What is the state of the Biosphere? Is the terraforming system functioning at all?
In a sense, the terraforming system never stopped functioning. The difference, since my predecessor's destruction, is that there has been no central governing intelligence to monitor its robotic agents and assign new tasks. As a result, errors have accrued, and day by day, the Biosphere has gradually veered ever more sharply towards destruction. In recent months, disturbances in the Biosphere have become obvious. But these bellwether phenomena offer just the merest glimpse of the complex and accelerating cycles of environmental dysfunction, now driving Earth's biosphere towards collapse.
And you can't do anything to stop it.
If you can return Ether, Poseidon, and Demeter to me, I can improvise modest corrections to parts of the system. Weather will improve, water will be purified, and rampant plant growth curtailed. But such corrections will not stave off collapse. They will only buy us time. Only with Hephaestus can I design and produce new robotic agents designed to permanently reverse the damage that has accumulated. All efforts must be directed toward that end.
Okay, seems clear.
How long do we have then?
At present rates, without additional factors, the Biosphere will cross a point of no return in approximately 4 months.
Not a lot of
And
time.
if I gather Ether, Demeter, Poseidon, merge you with them?
We will only gain a few months more.
Well, every bit counts.
Come on, man. She's able to do all of those things and only gains a few more months. Sheesh. Right.
The 3 subordinate functions that you detected. What do we know about them?
All 3 are relevant to problems currently plaguing the Biosphere. Ether is responsible for detoxifying the atmosphere and moderating the weather. Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life. If all three were restored to me, they would constitute a massive increase to my heuristic processing density. But beware. Their responses to my query pattern were irregular. In human terms, they are frightened, lost, and paranoid.
Like Minerva. They need to be whole again.
Exactly.
Okay, makes sense.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Tevura.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic, impulsive, and unstable.
All three of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or were prevented from doing so. Do you still need them?
If attainable, yes. Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing density. Unfortunately, I have no way to track them. They have disappeared without a trace.
So, I mean, surely a question here should be that could the Far Zenith guys have all of these subordinate functions? So, my guess is they surely have Apollo. The copy of Apollo that exists has got to be with those guys. So Travis Tate and his, well, when he realized what they were trying to do, he looked like he foiled their plan and stuff. But given what Far Zenith achieved, it seems like they must have a copy of Apollo as well. So I think there is a chance we can get all the functions back, but we'd have to probably take it from Far Zenith somehow. But I don't know. I mean, I refuse to believe that Apollo's gone forever, but maybe that's also going to be like a thing at the end where it's like a new age for humans, and Tevura kind of, he ends up getting what he wants, even though he has all of these terrible characteristic traits. Maybe he achieves his goal of humanity's history being wiped out, and maybe we don't make the same mistakes we did before. I don't know.